A note to all those who may be offended by the following. I am voicing my opinions of a story. They are negative opinions, yes, but have just as much validity as positive ones. Without negative feedback, we would never grow, we would never evolve, as writers or otherwise. It may hurt to receive critiques, but you should receive them all the same. Thank you. Time Cannot Erase, one of the so-called best fanfictions on the internet. If you've watched part 1 of this rant, then you should know that I highly disagree. It bothers me when someone calls this story realistic or that says that the characters are fleshed out. Neither is true. To understand why, we must dig past the purple prose and look at the bare structure of the story. The first chapter already had me confused and scratching my head, as Link was being oddly emotional about the thought of going back in time and forgetting Zelda. Why? Why would he care so much that he might forget Zelda? Seeing as this is directly after the events of the game, that would mean you expect me to believe that Link and Zelda have some sort of special friendship or something. Didn't they talk to each other like 2 times? 3 if you count the escaping on horseback scene? That is hardly any time to build a friendship, and even shorter time for any emotions similar to it to form. If anything, it may be one-sided on Zelda's part, but even then I doubt it. If anything, I think she'd have a great amount of respect for the person who more or less single-handedly saved her kingdom and herself. So, why is Link emotional? He just killed the Lord of Evil, for Pete's sake. I think he'd be in an aftershock, still trying to process what happened, the entire magnitude of it all. And no, Link's encounters with Sheik don't count towards his relationship with Zelda. Why? Well, let's think back for a minute. I don't care what your stance on the Sheik gender debate is. Just forget about it. Think about the events prior to the reveal. Sheik, for all intents and purposes, is male. He's meant to be a male disguise for Zelda, not a girl in drag, but male. At the time, everyone thought and believed Sheik to be male, even Link. So any interest he showed towards Sheik was shown towards Sheik as a male, not Zelda as a female. Okay? Okay. So moving on, still in the first chapter, after they've been sent back in time, we encounter our first angsting device, Zelda's father. Zelda's father is portrayed as a cold-hearted father who only cares about his legacy and yells at his daughter because she's stupid and spreads lies or something. Pretty much he's nothing but a device to make Zelda seem like the epitome of kindness or something. Alright, so her father doesn't like Link because he's a commoner and orders him to be thrown out, which makes Zelda cry and me very happy. In Chapter 2, there's a lot of pointless stuff I couldn't care less about it that drags on for way too long and... Is this the beginnings of a plot? Oh, good. I was wondering when you were going to get here. Okay, so now that Ganon has been sealed away, the old timeline is going to be erased with a new peaceful timeline. However, until the time when Ganon was killed comes, the seal keeping him locked away will be vulnerable and needs to be protected. Oh, good. So they'll spend time protecting the seal, and someone is going to see, or want to free Ganon, and there'll be an epic war, and the Fire Emblem characters will come and... What? Oh, you're going to snub the plot for more angsty and daddy issues that no one but you care about, aren't you, story? Okay. Whatever you say, story. So, our beginning of what might have been an interesting plot gets indeed snubbed for, well, this. I go on adventures for long periods of time and leave Zelda alone to angst. Oh, Link isn't here. I'm so sad. Oh, I know. I'll write a book about the bloody and violent 7-year war that we're supposed to be forgetting and moving on from, and give it to him as a gift. I'm so sweet and generous. Oh, cool. A book about shit I don't want to relive. Thanks, Zelda. I'm going to name this book after you so I know who to kill when I have post-traumatic stress disorder. We're such good friends. Yeah. Well, bye. I'm going on another adventure. Don't wait up. Oh no. I'm gonna go complain about how I don't want to be a princess who can't leave her castle, and how my dad is a jerk who doesn't love me even though he totally does. Bah, everyone in Hyrule hates me because they think I'm some nutter who's trying to corrupt the princess with my lies about how I'm a hero and how I saved them from an evil that at this point doesn't exist. Bah! Why don't they believe us? It's not like they all lost their memories or anything, because they totally did. Bitch, please. Yeah, right. So, Zelda's dad is the only person I can sort of understand. I sympathize with him a lot better than Little Miss Boz a lot, at any rate. Why? Well, he's the king of Hyrule, the most powerful nation in the general area. He only has one successor, his daughter, Princess Zelda. Naturally, he's going to want her to become a competent ruler when she comes to power after him. However, she's been sneaking out of the castle, inviting, what are to him, random strangers into the castle, and making up false stories about said stranger being some hero who saved them all from the Lord of Evil. Yeah, if I were him, I'd be pretty pissed off too. Not only would I think my daughter was a psycho, but that I'd failed as a father and a king to bring her up properly to rule.